So I just thought I'd do a quick video about creativity, because I felt like I've been talking quite a bit about creativity on social media this last week. And I think just to talk a bit more about what it is and why I think it's important. I guess if you're watching this and you're thinking, creativity isn't for me, I'm not creative, then probably you won't be interested in what I've got to say. But I think I feel like there are two different sides to creativity. There's creative expression and there's creative thinking. And creative expression to me is things like writing. It's if you maybe you draw things, maybe you like taking photos and that sort of thing. And that's the kind of thing that if you like to do that, and you don't get to do it for some reason, you don't have time, or you just get out of the habit of doing something creative, you really feel it because it's something that you need to do because it's a way of expressing yourself. So, if I think of times that I've been through where, maybe things have seemed a bit boring or a bit dull, it's probably because I haven't had time to do anything creative. Even if it's just as simple as going for a walk, looking at all the colours that are around, taking some photos. But I always find that's really, really important for me. And, and the other thing with that is the creative urge, that kind of, I really just want to write something. There's something in my brain that's just going, I need to come out. I need to be written. I need to be created, or a graphic, or a piece of creative writing. So I feel like that is something that's really important. And then the other side of it is the creative thinking. So, I'm a logical thinker. So where I have my place is when I work with people who have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas, but my ideas are smaller ideas. I tend to work with people who've got a lot of very big ideas, or are very, very creative thinkers, very sort of big picture thinkers. So where I can help is because I have detail and logic, and I can put a framework around those ideas, and I can ground them, make them more practical, kind of do step by step to actually mean that they can happen, rather than being some massive crazy idea that actually you don't know where to start on it. And so for me, that is creative. My creative thinking is helping somebody to shape that idea, to put something practical around it, so that it can actually come out into the world. Working with people so if you're someone who has a lot of ideas, then obviously you would think of yourself as a creative thinker. And for me, again, that's something, if I don't get to do it, I miss it. I have my own ideas, but they're not necessarily quite as big, and they're mine and they're in my head. Whereas if I work with somebody who has a lot of ideas, they generally have a lot of enthusiasm, and they're quite excitable, and they're really passionate about their idea, and I just feed off that energy. Actually, I've just been to a networking meeting, and you can possibly tell that I'm a little bit chatty, which is why I decided to do a video, because some of the people I've been talking to have been creatives, have been people who have a lot of ideas and a lot of energy, and that kind of rubs off on me. So that's why I love working with creative people as well. But I think for both of those things, they're both things that if you need them, you need to find ways to have them, to have more of them, even if it's just a little bit. Even if you're doing a lot of stuff that's really dull, but you've got a little session every week for some creative writing, or that there's a particular person that you love to chat to who always has a load of ideas, and they're just brilliant to have a conversation with. So yeah, and because I think those are things that are us. It's what makes you. Having that creativity and doing something with it. And I think it's important to be ourselves and to embrace that creativity. So that's why it's what I do. It's, you know, whether it's coaching to just listen to somebody and help them figure out what they're doing, or whether it's practically to say, you know, this is your big crazy idea, let's step by step, here's how to get started on it. So that is my thoughts on creativity, and I am in need of lunch and a drink of water. So that's it from me for today. Bye.